first, I want to open it up, win or lose. I wanted to open up and just talk about, blackout cancer a little bit. This first year we did the hat. What a great opportunity it is for our guys, really in a moment like this, probably magnitude a little bit about not, like I told them in halftime, whoever's name on the back of your jersey wished that they were in a game that they were getting beat or playing bad, and so – but Woody Thorne, SIH, all the people that make this game go, we appreciate that. The Coach Skill Cancer Fund. I wish that it could have been different. We could have put some more smiles on people's faces. But we appreciate all the effort that goes into that, all the people that donated. As far as the game goes, the first half is inexcusable. It starts with me. My job as the head coach, like I said, I'm in charge of the whole thing here, from coaching to the playing to the messaging to how we play, and that just was not good enough. And for whatever reason, it's easy to right here after the game going to watch it, but we'll have some time to reflect. I've learned over my years is to take a deep breath before right here in a post-game press conference talk or say anything, right? We got outplayed. We got outcoached as a good football team, but we did not put our best effort out there. I did not feel like the attention to detail on the things that we need to do to be a good football team was there, and that's ultimately my responsibility. If I was a fan, I would have been booing too. So we have to be better. And now that's our job to make sure that happens quickly. I believe in this team. I told them that today. I feel like we have a good football team, but that was not reflective in that first half today.
Coach, there's never a good time for a turnover, but those two seem specifically untimely, inside their 5 and then inside your own.
Yeah, it's the turnovers. We got to figure it out. And we have to value the football. We got to find a game that we don't turn it over, and that's easy everybody understands that, knows that. After last week turning it over 3 times, and so that's a point of emphasis, right? From our individual drills, it's how we start practice every single day. Ball security. We haven't ended that. We've taken that to where we went 5 games in a row with end and a half. Maybe one of the best in the country as far as end and a half with the ball and scoring. And in the past 2 weeks, it's ended with us with the ball, turning it over, giving it to them, and them coming away with points. It's just not a good recipe. And right there, even before the half, and some of that is on me, right? With the vibe of the game, with that much time, we picked up the first down. Do we still just run the clock out? Knew that they had the ball. You're down 3 scores. So hindsight's, it should have just got into half down 21-0, and then we'll go on a drive. I think it was 14, maybe nothing at that point. We settle down. We go on a drive, a longer drive, picking up some first downs, found some things, then we put it on the ground, and so it's just not winning formula football, right? And so we've got to own that. We've got to look at that. We've got to figure that out. And then we've got to get back next week to putting that. It starts with how we do it in practice.
How was UND able to kind of control the ball on the ground? They ran for 311.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to win in this league if a team rushes for 300 yards, right? That formula, the quarterback playing well, but I don't even know how many passes he completed. Probably less than 10. Yeah. And so he's a good quarterback. They didn't have to do anything, today it seemed like, and them just being able to line up and run the football. They did a great job. I've got all the respect in the world for those guys over there. Obviously, we've talked about that pregame. Care a lot about a lot of those guys. I think Eric does a great job. He's a great coach. Had those guys prepared, ready to play. Time changed. They didn't complain. Obviously, we talked about that, him and I. He had them ready to go. He's got a good football team. They could really be undefeated right now when you look at those things. And so, but I feel like we have a good football team, and I don't feel like that was reflective at all in the first half. I was proud of the way. This is not even remotely thinking that there's some moral victories, but we didn't even get a halftime warm-up. We sat in there and talked for a while, and I was proud of the way that the guys came out, more so of just their attitude, teammate-wise, and making a choice to how we were going to play in that second half. Well, ultimately, we just couldn't string it together or score quick enough or come up with if you're going to come back, I mean, you're going to have some turnovers, get the ball back quick. We got the onside kick and then did not be able to do anything to double up scores. So they outplayed us today.
Vincent said he felt like execution was a big part of the slow start offensively. Can you kind of?
Yeah, it's just, and that's on me. If I'm the one coaching them, there's going to be, everybody has to take ownership. Players have to do that too. From the first drive, just really going through the first couple that we punted. The first 3rd and 2, just didn't even run the right play. Guys not, executing. And then that starts on us, was it communicated right? Was it practiced enough? Whatever it was. And then, we kind of, so with 3 and out, we punt, they score. We got to get back out there. We were the one that ended up on the 4th down. I think we were 3rd and 2 or whatever it was, false start. And we throw a screen. We lose 3. We're on 4th and 10. That was just bad all around on me. That's my job right there. 4th and 10. They outcoached us on that. We didn't have an answer. We put our guys in a bad spot right there with that play call. DJ's back there. We knew that was in there. We had a plan for it. I think they got us probably on 3 of them. One of them was late in the game. Maybe on the 2-point conversion they got us too. But twice they got us on the first 2 when they gave us that look with all up. DJ checked it, and we got the quick game. We ended up picking up 2 first downs. It was on the drive that we fumbled on. Did a good job managing it. We got to that 3rd down, and I needed to call timeout right there just to get out of that play because I knew it wasn't going to be good, and that's just not putting your guys in position. So they have a good plan with that, and makes you have to think and have a plan for it. We also had one where they played low, and DJ checked to what he had done early in the game, but that's not the right one either. So we made a few adjustments in the second half on how to play, 3rd down or 4th down, but we need to do better.
Your linebacker group was impacted today by some injuries. How do you feel that impacted your play today?
How I feel about it doesn't really matter, because we got to go out there and execute and play. I don't think that was the determining factor. Obviously, when you play without 2 of your starters up there, they're starters for a reason. But those guys, we got to be ready to go. I still feel like our depth at that position kind of took us out of some of the things that we had to play. We played Vinny down at Presto's position a little bit more. And then when CJ went out, now we're playing since Vinny's playing down, now we're down the depth chart at safety. And so we'll have to look at some of that stuff, but they don't care. The fans doesn't care. We got to be ready to roll.
We know CJ did not come back after the injury. Can you share anything about his condition?
Yeah, I'll find out. I haven't got the injury report. I know he was on the sideline bouncing around pretty good there after he was injured in street clothes. So we'll have to see about that. And then Vinny was able to come back in. So I'll get the injury report here in a little bit.
Colin, if you could just share some kind of general thoughts on how you felt the day went. Any disappointment or anything with this loss?
Yeah, just a little bit frustrating, I guess. Any loss can be frustrating, but it just seemed like we kind of just beat ourselves. It didn't feel like we got completely outplayed by North Dakota. It just kind of felt like we just didn't play a full collective team football game. So that's the most frustrating part, is because we know that we have the talent to go out there and beat them like any time, and we know like we could have won that game, but it's just from the start missed too many opportunities and kind of just came back to bite us in the butt in the second and the rest of the first half.
After last week, is this kind of a double punch in the gut for you guys after last week?
We just can't let it define us, really. That's the biggest thing that we got to tell ourselves is that, despite, having two tough losses in a row, we got to come right back. A team's going to want to come right here, back here, and want to beat us again. And we just got to come with the right attitude this week in practice, and it just got to make us even more hungry. We got to just turn that frustration, that anger into fuel to fuel the fire. And you can't let it get negative. We just got to stay positive and stay together as a team. That's the biggest thing, because we know the abilities we have, and if we play together as one, we come with good results. So we just got to come back next week with the right attitude, the right mindset, come together, and I think we'll be all right.
How were they able to control the game on the ground? They ended up running for 311. What made it so difficult to kind of keep them in check?
I feel like it's just not executing our responsibilities. Good amount of times it was just 10 guys on, fitted up the right gap, and it was just one guy didn't get there quick enough, and we missed a tackle, and then they're running out, and so it's just kind of, we need 11 guys playing together as one, 11 guys doing their job, and we didn't have that enough times today. So yeah, that's pretty much.
There were some injuries in your position group, obviously, that hurt. Did that impact today as far as you're concerned?
I feel like we did a really good job preparing. I mean, Ben Fiegel has stepped up tremendously this year, and same with Suge Walker, stepped up tremendously, and David Obadian coming in, playing that bear. I feel like they've stepped up tremendously. So, Coach Mack does prepare us well, and it's just kind of that next man up mentality. It does hurt, missing guys. It sucks that they're not out there, but I feel like the guys who were out there, gave it their all. And, they definitely stepped up. CJ going down today hurts too, but Johnny Schmidt came in and stepped up too. I feel like guys did step in really well. It's just a lot of times we were just in the wrong spot, in the wrong place, just one or two guys, and it just kind of hurt us at the back end.
Did that come down to assignment or communication, or was it different things on different plays?
A couple of them were communication, a couple of them were just assignment. It's just, we do have to over-communicate, making sure we know the assignments and everything, so that's where going into next week in practice, we really just got to be adamant about that, just over-communicating, making sure we know every single fit, and I think we'll, come out on top.
Vincent, if you could just share some general thoughts on today and how today went, you feel?
Just like I always say, man, I feel like we're always well prepared. I feel like we came in with a great game plan. It just came down to execution, and we didn't execute the best today and just try to be better next week.
Offensively, you guys had a bit of a slow start. Is there anything you attribute that to?
Just like I said, just execution. Even just going back to the first third down that we had, it's a favorable third down for us, third and short. We just didn't execute it right. So I feel like just from there and just the first half as well, we got to just be confident in what we're doing and go from there.
You guys, I know I talked to CJ during the week. He said we just have to flush the NDSU game. Does this one hurt a little bit more knowing that you guys were prepared to come in here?
I'll say every loss hurts the same. Coach Hill spoke on it as far as you never want to really take two losses in a row, but it's football is any given Saturday for us. So we just have to make sure that we get to the next week and just make sure it doesn't carry over.
What encourages you about what you guys did in the second half?
Really just our guys fighting back. Just like Bohanek said, guys going down and, it's not like we got this guy in. You know what I'm saying? It's the same people that put in the same work as the starter does. And then everybody prepares like they're going to play. So I feel like that was a big thing for us, just, seeing guys go out there and compete. And you see what we did in the second half. If we get off to that same start with that same energy, it could be a different ball game.
How did the turnovers impact, you think, you had two in the first half?
It goes back to the same thing last week.
Yeah.
Different ball game if we don't turn the ball over. So we just got to clean that up, and I'm pretty sure that we will.